Yes, people, we are back with another episode of
Intro and Extro.
And we are in a different location, as you can see from our backdrop today. And we are joined by a guest that some of you may know, or some of you may not have a clue who he is if you're listening from outside the UK. But we're going to really dig deep into who Jack Ramsay is today and his journey. So we've got a question just to start off with, as we ask all our guests. James?
So, Mr. Ramsay, would you say you are an introvert or an extrovert?
Very much extrovert at work, but outside of work, in the comfort of my home, introverted.
Ooh. So you're a bit of an ambivert then. You just
Bit
introvert,
ambivert.
yeah, a bit
That's
of
the
intro,
word,
extra, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Try and say that word.
Okay, cool. Cool.
So I think what we really want to do today is dig into your journey from taking your last name and making it into a brand, into a franchise, and really see what the journey is like from your point of view. So just to take us right back, give us a little bit of a pit stop tour of day one to now, as a little journey of Ramsays.
I'd probably say the journey's been around, I'm 30 now. Started at 16 to be fair, so 14 years.
Wow.
Started PTing outside, and that's when I started Ramsay Fitness, which is just literally a personal training brand. And then from there, it just built into online plans and stuff and delivering sessions to people in parks and local gyms. And then that was kind of, running in the background alongside my university degrees, sports science, masters in S&C, worked in the elite sports for a little bit, with Wasps Rugby Club, Coventry City Football Club, as sports scientist and S&C coach, which was fun. But then along the journey, when I was at college, there was a module on opening a business. And I love that module actually, and it kind of always stuck with me. And I did a module on opening a gym, finding a location, square footage, what kit I'd put in it and stuff. So yeah, it was really interesting and kind of sparked an idea in my head of being a gym owner. And then probably when I was maybe 23 or ish, I found out you could get a business loan up to 20 grand per person. Got myself and my brother as well as two of us were in the gym, which you all know. Although I'm more the face of the business, I suppose Daniel who's more background stuff, which is nice.
I did actually ask Daniel to see if he wanted to be on the podcast, but he
Did you actually?
firmly declined me and said that Jack's more the face of the brand. He does the background stuff. I knew it was going to be the answer, but thought it was only nice to ask it. So we did try and get both the Ramsay brothers on.
Impossible, mate. But anyway, did a module on owning a gym, loved it. That got parked, worked with esports, and I finished up there because I found out I could open a gym and get money for it, because I didn't have money ourselves to do so. So got a business loan, built a client base at a commercial gym locally, works in the name case, but can't, Nuffield Health. And then, built a client base, founded a unit ourselves, and then opened our own gym. And basically just did the same thing of what we're doing anyway, is running circuit classes, personal training, and doing different classes. And then it's been a journey of just growth since then. Obviously, COVID was a bit of a mad one where we did grow, but then, we're sat in our new facility now, which is 3 times the size of the last gym, which we've also kept and turned into a mixed martial arts gym as well. A bit of a tangent for us. If you asked me a year and a half ago that I was going to run a mixed martial arts gym, I'd have thought, am I? But it would be a nice kind of extra addition to the brand, because Ramsays is now a brand as opposed to just it's not Ramsay Fitness anymore. We've dropped the fitness, made it into Ramsays, because it's more than just fitness as such. It's nutrition. It's not nutrition really. It's online coaching. It's clothing. It's personal training. It's also a Ramsay Strength Academy. So just kind of grown it into a brand, an education course while we deliver personal training courses. So we're now a brand which offers more than just fitness, I would say. And that's just grown exponentially in the last year, more so.
So would you say, obviously now we've got Ramsays as a brand, would you say the power of a person and an individual buying into that person or the brand is stronger?
Ideally the brand, but very much so if you look at some of the biggest business owners right now, with face their brand is, you've got like Elon Musk, Ben Francis, Mark Zuckerberg, etc. Everyone knows who the business owner is, but obviously they use the service. So, and you can't rely on yourself to be the brand, because if you ever morbid die or get ill after exiting the business, like no one's going to buy your business off you if you're the face of it and they can't run the business without you being there. So it's almost being in a position where, although you are the face of a business, you also build a business that allows you to take a bit of a little backseat and it run just as well. And obviously have people on board in your team who are like-minded and equally have a similar mindset to you and drive to have to build your brand.
Because I think obviously being able to, obviously I've known Jack all my life. He's probably one of my longest running friends from the get-go.
Not one of, mate, the longest.
The longest. And being able to obviously be there from the get-go and see it start from just a few clients coming to classes to then it gradually get wider and wider with random people coming that you've never seen, or it just shows the power of the hard work that you and Dan do put in, and like persisting at something and not giving up. Because obviously there's times when classes might be really quiet at the start, or you're not quite sure what goes well or what staff to have in. And it just shows that if you keep grinding at something, there's obviously going to be the bad days and the really grey days, but if you don't give up and keep pushing at it and keep trying new things out, not being afraid to fail, you will get to a point where you will hopefully then succeed and get to a position where Ramsays is in now. Whereas obviously, you go as far as saying you're not just a local business now. It's ever so slowly reaching past the kind of barriers of Nuneaton, and your name's a bit of weight to it, I'd say, from my point of view anyway.
Yeah, because I was going to say, essentially, like, how does it feel to be probably the most kind of prominent gym business, or just business in general, in Nuneaton now? Like, obviously, and as Dion said, it's expanding from Nuneaton into more the Coventry area and obviously wider.
I don't know, maybe I'm probably more pessimistic. That's, I think, most business owners might be, because, we're well known locally, but if we went to a bigger city, people would know of us, which is fine because we're not there yet, but we can easily get there in the next X amount of years. But being a presence in the Nuneaton is great, and people obviously know about us. There's other great businesses here, but I would like to say that, I don't know, it's been quite, I guess, easier to set up in a town versus a city, because the competition is less for what we do, because we're not a gym. You can't just walk off the streets and come into the gym. There's quite a lot of gyms in the area, but we are the only really pay-as-you-go fitness-based facility in Nuneaton, which is our niche. We will kind of have to stick with that niche now. But let's say if we went to London, which would be a dream or on the stepping stone, or went to a big city, there's loads. There's more competitions in the gym space and the fitness class space, so you almost just have to adapt to what you do. And obviously, we've grown here, great. We've learned not failures but lessons, which we've grown from and learned from, and that should allow us to go into a bigger city or a bigger town or another town and just carbon copy what we do here, and take the failures and turn them into lessons and then turn it into wins. At the facility.
Because I suppose as a businessman, entrepreneur, obviously not despising these small wins, because obviously it's absolutely fantastic that you do have that presence in Nuneaton, but obviously I'm only guessing now. I'm guessing the next goal for you now is to obviously truly establish yourself in a bigger city, perhaps like a Birmingham or whatever.
It's hard to say really, but again, as people will know, that with bigger projects comes more financial burdens and finance is needed, and we're not in a position to grow to a big city yet. Like, if you were to set a gym up in a big city, it will probably cost just shy of $500,000, which is, we're not ready to go there yet. But if we went somewhere like our next stop, I would like to say rugby. So hopefully this comes back around X amount of years' time and put a winner where the wealth is. But somewhere like rugby, a town which is full of new builds, easy access to bigger cities and to London, and up and coming with not a lot there in our market. It's a really good, it's a really good, safe space and safer option to progress with than almost putting all your eggs in a big city and maybe not being as not being a safer option. You have to obviously think about safety and security as well as the dreams and the big dream of going to a big city. But we're 7 years into a business. Like, I'm still going to be doing this in 30 years' time. So we'll get there. I'd say.
How would you say you found like juggling being a PT yourself to having like all the ideas and opening the gym and controlling like the class, controlling your staff? How have you found getting used to that sort of side of life?
Actually, quite easy, to be fair. Only because we've not had massively rapid growth. It's not that we've opened 5 gyms in 5 years. We've opened 2 in 5, 6, 7 years. So it's almost just been, you take what you do, you learn it, and then you just get better at it, and you build a team who are self-sufficient. And actually relatively easy. The hardest thing, actually, and I'm going to keep saying it, the hardest thing is, in my opinion, in my world, is sourcing the location. This was so hard to find, so look, this came up. But also securing the finance beyond the first initial loan, like the growth, the step from being here to then there was very hard to get because you already got a business loan and you're asking for another loan to they're like, well, you haven't paid your last loan off yet, so you have to convince. But look, there's schemes out there and information out there to do so. You work with financial brokers and local government schemes, etc., to get the financing. But yeah, at least in my industry, the hardest bit was, it's not the running of the business, it's the opening of the business, I would say.
I think that's where people tend to give up, isn't it? It's they
Yeah,
see
it
that how
is.
tough it is and how many meetings you have to have, like how much figures you have to show, or because when you obviously ask them to borrow money, they want to know when they're getting the money back and how quickly and how safe they're going to do that. And it's when you're so new to the environment, it's quite difficult to kind of say, oh, I should be able to get this, but there's also a chance that.
Yeah, for sure. But one thing I think, one piece of advice I would give, because look at all the big businesses in the world, well, they all started smaller businesses, but also you have to borrow money to make money. Like a very good book is Shoe Dog. It's a book the night creator. I can't remember his name now. Phil something. But yeah, just talks about the journey of where starting from a place one, ground zero, and then obviously it's a lot harder to borrow money now. But yeah, getting finances, but then refinancing and asking for more money and spending that money to make more money. Like not going to keep growing unless you just see a bigger picture of expanding. So yeah, along that way, it's you have to just almost look at the longevity of your business as opposed to rinsing it for all it's worth in year 1 or 2 just it's doing well.
Yeah, it's making it your lifestyle, isn't it? Rather than it being like a quick win and thinking, oh, I want to open a gym, make loads of money. You've got to look 10, 15, 20 years down the line to see that hopefully you can say, right, you're 7 years in another 7 years, I'm going to have X, Y, and Z in place.
Yeah, for sure.
And be a lot more comfortable, but still have a lot more to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a big
thing.
What sacrifices would you say you have to make along the way, would you say?
And the sacrifices would probably be is having less personal time to do things, and almost like I hate going on holidays longer than 3 days because I want to be, which is stupid because nothing's going to happen. But so my mindset is, if I go away for too long, the business is going to suddenly crash and burn, which it won't, obviously, because I can do a lot of it remotely anyway. An example of that is when we first opened the gym, albeit it's different because we first opened the gym and I had a month's trip planned to Bali, which I cancelled because I thought, can't go there. The gym's just open. How's it going to survive without me? But obviously, I've got a business partner who's equally as capable as me to run the show. And 7 years on, if I went on a holiday, we'd still be here. There'd be no difference. Actually, no difference at all. So yeah, I feel like a piece of advice there to myself, which I'm not going to follow, but maybe you will, is don't negate your personal life for your business, because it's not going to crash and burn. Don't think as pessimistically, maybe, or don't think worst case scenario. Think best case scenario, because often the case will be somewhere in the middle anyway.
So I think people need to forget that people go to work for a reason. People go to work to earn money to live a better life. So if you keep that mindset in, isn't it? That knowing that I'm working so hard this month or this year to be able to do X, Y, Z next year. So like you said, like missing out on that trip that in the grand scheme of things would have knocked you back at all, because like I said, you got Dan here and you could do a lot of things remotely and you wouldn't have missed out on much. And I said that's you thinking that if I could go back, I would have done the trip and made memories.
Yeah, for sure.
As well, isn't it?
Yeah, but I'm not going to follow that advice anyway. I can't still, because it's just not the mindset I'm in yet. But it's one of those things that I guess it comes with. That's the biggest sacrifice, is having that mindset. And I'm sure a lot of people can relate to it, but only because you're so passionate about it and you don't want it to. I would rather sacrifice a holiday if the business could do a bit better, because that's just the mindset. I think maybe a lot of budding and aspiring entrepreneurs have, I would say. But not always the best.
Not always the best. Would you say any hurdles as well? Like what's like the maddest kind of hurdle you've had to?
The obvious one is the C word, COVID.
Yes.
Because obviously we opened a gym July 2019, and by March, within less than a year, we had to shut it down completely with not much support, because we didn't really have. We were a new business, so that we didn't have access to furlough, business grants, self-employment grants, because we were only just starting out. So it's almost like Can you swear on this podcast? Almost like, what do we do? How do we survive? But yeah, just through sitting down, hashing out plans, staying positive about the situation. And by that, we did online workouts like a lot of the personal trainers did in the industry, which our members did because they wanted to still see us.
Yeah.
Hide out equipment and personal trained outside in the park just to earn a bit of money to keep the business open. So yeah, that was a big sacrifice, but that sacrifice was way less than what a lot of people experienced because there were so many gyms, pubs, restaurants, smaller businesses that closed. Others that thrived, but yeah, lots that closed because they didn't have the means to an end, which is fair enough. So yeah, Council's very lucky for that. But yeah, that's probably the maddest thing that's happened to us.
Would you say like challenged you mentally as well? Like not only from a business standpoint, it's quite challenging, but did it have any effect on you mentally the COVID season and going through
No, to be fair, it was frustrating obviously because it was like, wow, you can go to the pub and have a substantial meal.
Yeah.
You can't go to the gym and train at a distance and clean the equipment. So that was a bit of a mad one, frustrating you. But no, probably helped me level up, I guess. Like spent a lot of time looking at other avenues for business, what else can we do to grow the business, so much we still do now. Like there was a growth period. Like it wasn't just sit down and just take it for what it is and say, that's it, then I'm going to fail now. And this is what it is. It's all for me, for us. Like there's obviously a silver lining in every single challenge. So it grew me as a person mentally. And
so you learned truly how to pivot well then, essentially.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, pivoting, but I don't feel like that'll be a pivot anyone hopefully ever has to do again in their business. But the skills, I'm sure a lot of people probably watching this, if they've got their own business or ideas, are probably in a similar boat thinking, yeah, that was me actually. I did this then. Like the restaurants were doing like their own meal boxes, or you could go and I went to the restaurant in Cov. Did you go to the farmhouse and they you could go sit in your car, they put a massive board across you and you ate in your car and your food was like, that's sick. Like you're adapting to a situation.
They're doing that now in like Birmingham. It's actually quite popular.
Really?
I think that was
Yeah, man. Like I feel like a lot of businesses did manage to pivot well, which is a nice thing really to see. We did the same place.
You said obviously you have a strike academy as well that's attached to this particular gym.
Yeah.
Has martial arts always been your passion as well, hence why you've got that?
Not even though, but probably more so. Like I do the classes over there, but never here. I don't do a circuit, I don't do a hit class, I don't do a boxing class, I don't really do them. I don't enjoy them, but I do enjoy doing Muay Thai, wrestling and boxing, etc. over the other gym because it's more, probably more so built for my style of training, which is quite nice to have a facility for me to actually train in. But yeah, that was a new business venture. It was just came about because that rent was coming up. We found this. The rent's cheap enough over there to keep. So we thought, what can we do to pivot? Again, pivot in. And probably the skills I learned in COVID probably helped me then we think about that for what can we bring to Nuneaton that we know we can do well at, and that's not here already. And it was mixed martial arts. It's not that around here. So within the space of probably 12 weeks, we found 14 coaches, ordered all the kit, got it delivered, did the marketing, opened a whole new business, and now that's also doing amazingly well on a whole different target market here in this facility, which is mainly focused around classes. Well, it is focused around classes. We're probably about 80% female here, whereas Strike Academy is 90% males and kids. So it's really nice target market. All these people that hadn't been targeting Nuneaton is a nice extra addition to the brand. Now it's just growth and seeing what we can do beyond that to combine it.
What would you say next steps for Ramsays as a brand or franchises?
Would probably be to one, short-term goal is to re-kickstart our education service and deliver more personal training courses because it's a nice addition to the brand. And then long-term, I'm not going to open another gym this year because it's exhausting. I'm getting married this year, so I'm from that. And
I want to keep my wrists intact as well this year.
Yeah, keep my wrists intact. So yeah, I have to focus on personal life this year because I can't do both. Really struggle to do both actually. But yeah, in 2026, I want to open another facility. Probably, I think I've spoken about it already. I would say, probably in Rugby. I would say because it's a very similar place to Nuneaton. It's a safe place, but it's also a good step up or addition to what we're doing now. And we'll probably open a gym like this as opposed to Strike. That's so new. That's the building. We'll open another fitness facility, hopefully. So if you're watching from rugby, then
Stay tuned.
2026.
And do you think you'll essentially, like say, copy and paste the layout?
Yeah, like this is
As
so
possible.
similar. We've got our kit providers. All the hardest thing in a new city, especially, is finding the staff and finding the team who will leave their jobs or leave their facilities to come and work with you as well, and just fitting it around. That was the hardest part for us here as well. That was literally, we were expanded from a team of 11 to 36, 37 within a very short period of time, and it's just now relying on all the other people to deliver. But that was easier because we used our own sort of pool of people we already know. But then go somewhere else. Like if I went to somewhere like, to be fair though, like I'm waffling a bit now, but if I went somewhere like London, it's probably easier because there's so many talented people there who are hungry to work and to put on because they need to work because it's cost extortionate amounts to live there. But there's loads of talented people who are there in big cities. But somewhere like a smaller town like Nuneaton, Leamington, and Rugby would be a bit of a harder challenge to find staff because there's not many people around. But then you just upskill them. Like we paid for 6 members of staff here to do their spin course. Well, 6 members to be fair, because there was no one around. So there's always a way you can get around a problem. There's always a solution to every single problem.
I think a good thing now about this day and age is that everybody's wanting to do more. So if you offer them a way into the industry, or like I said, like training in a certain field, a lot of people do snap your hands off for it because people always need that push, don't they? Just like,
for sure.
Because there's obviously always options out there to do it, but if someone says, right, I'll put you on a course next Friday, and then by a month's time you can be teaching classes 3 times a week. People are buzzing up when they see the vision and the answer in front of them, rather than them having to like go out there, do a class themselves, and then have to try and find a gym. When it's all given to them, it just sounds much more rewarding, isn't it?
For sure.
And less of a risk.
They'll have a lot easier as well, for sure.
Who did you say like your competitors are like with Ramsays? Do you have any competitors at all?
Competitors, no, but what's we're looking for? Never jealous, always envious. So people I'm envious of who I thought aspire to be like. And I think in any industry or any job or life, like it's good to be envious because it's good to look at other people and say that's wicked. I want to be like that. But it's never good to be jealous of. You really got that because of this. So people I'm envious of or who I aspire to be like. Brand wise, I would say it's brands like Equinox, and these might go over your head because it's not because it's my industry. It's like Equinox, Third Space, like even brands like I guess Gymshark in a way, because although they're a clothing brand, they're a community, they're not really what we do. But to be fair, in my space of what we want to do, of offering gym service, like I'm never going to be aspired by Pure Gym or Nuffield because it's just not our community-based kind of market. But any community-driven business that thrives and monetizes the community and offers a great service is very aspiring to me.
And why is community massively important to you?
It's just you can't really have a gym like this without a community because people come here to make friends and to do things and to each other. So one good thing we've done, and it starts this Sunday, is reintroduce our run club. Because in this day and age, again, in the fitness industry, everyone's got a run club now. You can't monetize it. You can't charge someone to go run down the road, but it helps you build your brand, and everyone will then. We're going to have, hopefully, this Sunday, 100 people turn up to run. And all the people will then talk about the brand, take photos, take pictures, use our vending machine to buy some food, and then they come to a class as well. So it just builds your brand from a or an easy way. It don't cost me anything to do either. Like it's a good community-driven aspect. So that's what we are. What is your community-driven gym business?
And for those local to the area that are either thinking of joining a gym, because obviously they just might be thinking, right, it's time to pivot from a fitness standpoint. Why should someone who is searching, or maybe even already in a gym, why should they come over and cross over to Ramsays?
Because it's an environment that allows you to exercise without any judgment, and obviously everyone's going to say that, but it really is like you come here. Our youngest person 16, our oldest member is 75, I think she is. Like there's such a massive demographic of people who come here, and it's a community. It's not a gym. It's not like everyone's in headphones doing their own thing. no one knows your name. You're in and out. This is a facility where people, or me more so, will ask you your name or learn your name and pester you all the time, ask how you are and make you feel welcome. And everyone else is like that as well. Like, we do thrive very, very much on being a welcoming environment. But yeah, we are more expensive than the place is, because that's what we are. That's our niche. We're more expensive. We offer a better service. So it's almost, people always say, £80 a month. Yeah, like, that expensive. That's like 3 times the price of Pure Gym. But we're not a Pure Gym. We're a community-driven gym, which builds builds a community within itself, but also offers a very good service, or the best service locally, at least the best service locally, without a doubt.
Yeah. So very, like, from working here and being here, it's a very, like, warm environment. Like, you can walk in and be completely new and quite scared of the place, but obviously Jack will pounce on you as you walk through the door and give you like a little tour around, and like you said, learn your name. And like I said, that instantly puts you at ease when you do walk through the doors, because gyms can be a scary place to walk into when everyone's training or lifting their weights and stuff. But like I said, what Jack and Dan have created here is a really safe and comfortable environment, and makes you want to come back. From my point of view, and even my clients that said as well, the first thing they've said is, I don't want light training at the big public gyms, but when I come here, it's a really close knit group of people that are all in their own sort of journey. And like I said, that the people that made friends, my clients made friends with other clients in the gym, just by having conversations and talking and being in the same space for an hour and just working on themselves. So that is a bit of an insight to Ramsays.
Well, before we close, let me say one last one. If you could have any kind of celebrity guest come and experience the gym, really try it out, possibly review it, all that sort of stuff, who would that dream one guest be to come and experience the Ramsays?
To come and view the gym and so
experience it, be a part of the community. Who would that person be?
You know what? That's gonna have to be part, because there's no one in particular who I'd want to come out. But if it's more so like just I'd rather a random member come. I'd rather a completely new person. If that sounds very that's such a nice thing to say, but it is like I'd rather a complete new person who I've never met before, who's never been to a gym before, come and let them experience or stand a Will Smith or Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson from the dead. Yeah. All right, so man.
Yeah, but yeah, so that is an insight to Ramsays and Jack Ramsay and his journey, sacrifice that he's had to make. So hopefully it's been a good listen for you. Before you do put your phone down, don't forget to hit that little subscribe button at the bottom. Hit the like if you're on any of the platforms, and just show some love. Peace.
And follow Ramsays.
And follow Ramsays as well.
Got a shout out Ramsays.